Hi there, Will Rice with the TIPS team. Today we'll be talking a little bit about what is artificial intelligence, some key terminology and information that educators might find useful as they begin to explore the variety of AI tools that they see advertised online that are supposed to help them with their teaching practice. The first thing we need to do is unpack AI or artificial intelligence. What exactly does it mean? You may have heard this term on social media or the internet or in talking to peers at your school. Traditionally, artificial intelligence refers to systems that are able to approximate human abilities, that is, to do complex tasks and sort of interact with their environment and their users as a human might. For example, and a good example of this is speech to text. This is a complex task that usually requires human intervention, that is, someone listening and then typing it out correctly into software. Another term you might hear is machine learning. These are systems that are designed to learn and adapt on their own without following explicit instructions from a user. So they are created, they're fed data, and then they might make decisions and determinations on their own. A good example of this is facial recognition software. If you use a tool like Google Photos, where it's asking you to match a person's face to an image, you're helping train that system into identifying a number of pictures of the same person without tagging every picture. So basically it's creating a model and then using that machine learning model to identify additional pictures that would match a person. Finally, deep learning models are a bit more like a neural network, or they're meant to pull from a variety of different types of information and come to decisions or make decisions that might be more complicated. A great example of this are self-driving cars that have to provide and take input from the car and the car's sensors to safely navigate a very complicated task like driving a vehicle on the highway. Another thing that educators might like to know is how in fact does AI learn? How does an artificial intelligence system change its behavior over time? The first way is through supervised learning. This is where humans intervene and manually tag data in data sets to help the system learn. Things like handwriting recognition or tagging spam in your email system to help train the system is a great example of how supervised learning helps computer systems be more accurate, but does require human input. Unsupervised learning is similar, but it does not have a human critic. It basically looks at data and classes and categorize it in order to look for like ideas. So an example here would be a song recommendation on Spotify or a product clustering in Amazon where many people buy one item, then buy another, teaches the machine that you might like that material or item. Finally, reinforcement learning is a more complicated model where the algorithm attempts to set off to do a task and then is rewarded for coming closer and closer to that task. For example, you can actually train some computer systems to play basic video games, and the reinforcement is the best score or a lower time. So no one's telling the computer what's better other than to say, try anything you can for the best time or lowest or highest score. One very useful way to take a look at an AI tool specifically is whether it's a specialized or narrow tool or a generalized tool. Specialized or narrow tools are often ones that we are more familiar with and have been in use for many years. These tools use machine learning or deep learning to complete a simple or more complex but a specific task or activity. They basically do one thing. So for example, Google Maps is given a complex amount of data and then is there to find you the fastest way to your destination. That's a very specialized task. It can do one thing at a time. Whereas generalized AI, or what we consider as artificial intelligence like ChatGPT, is able to complete a broad range of tasks and put them in an order or complete them independently one after the other. So what a human might use in the past, which is 3 or 4 specialized tools, such as a Google search, followed by a maps, route to a place, and then research on the internet about a product or about a website, can be completed by a tool without human intervention simply by giving it a single prompt. So for example, ChatGPT can generate text from the web, spell check it, cite articles that it pulled from, and even revise the content from a single input from a user, something that would be more human-like in its abilities to stitch together what would have been a number of tasks using specialized or narrow AI by a user or a teacher. Some examples of AI tools that you may be familiar with as an educator, or you may come across as you research AI education tools on the internet, might be things like originality reports, a tool built in to compare submissions by students to other submissions from other students and the web, word prediction software built into read and write, or Smart Compose, where Google Gmail might suggest a way to finish the sentence that you're typing. All of these could be considered machine learning or deep learning, but they are all specialized tools that we're very familiar with and in many cases have had for years and years. Tools like Magic School, Curipod, and Canva Magic Write, on the other hand, are generalized AI tools and can do a number of activities on behalf of the user. Magic School can pull from curriculum, design lesson plans with differentiation examples, even creating assessments and IPPs according to the manufacturer. Curipod is a way that you can provide a prompt to the system and have it actually generate a slide deck to match the topics that you're trying to teach. And finally, Canva Magic Write, for those users that have been using Canva, is able to even create first draft text or inspirations for writing projects or posters and other multimedia presentations. These are all generalized tools and can actually do a number of things silently in the back on behalf of the user. While these tools can be very useful, it is very important that you as the teacher are reviewing the materials it produces for both accuracy, alignment to the curricular outcomes or material or topics that you're trying to teach, and just to ensure that things there are the way you want them to be long before you pass them on to students or present them in front of the class. Hopefully, that brief overview of a number of terms and information that you might need as you start to explore AI tools for use in your classroom will get you started with some common vocabulary and some familiarity with the topic. As always, subscribe to our channel, check back for weekly videos, or connect with your TIPS team member for more.